Welcome to the webinar. What used to be Larry's Toolbox is now growing up, and it's become the Water Provider Conservation Program. Today, Whitney is going to explain how the program has changed and how it's remained the same. 15 years ago when we started this water conservation adventure together, there was little or no water conservation taking place in North Fort Bend County. Outdoor irrigation and amenity lakes accounted for 35 to 50% of our total water usage. Our aquifer levels were falling. Our ground had begun subsiding. Our water usage was growing at unsustainable rates with population growth. And we learned real quickly how expensive it would be to bring in more surface water to meet our needs. The North Fort Bend Water Authority decided to assume a position of leadership to reduce the per capita water usage, but we never lost sight of you, the water providers. We recognize that sustainable conservation needs to come at the consumer level, and you, the MUDs, cities, and retail water providers, are the key to consumer conservation. With 35 to 50% of water usage outdoors, one of our first acts was to introduce a sprinkler system inspection program. With over 10,000 residential users in the authority, we averaged something like 30 inspections a month during that first year. Then we introduced a $15 rebate plan. A free inspection with a $15 prize worked. Inspections increased to 400 a month almost overnight. After a few years, we stopped the cash rebate. And guess what? Inspections had decreased. So you might ask, if the rebates worked, why did you stop? Well, we stopped because we had proven that they do work. We have to remember that we are wholesale providers of water to the area. It was never our intent to replace the retail providers. We always wanted to lead and show you what's possible. Retiring Larry is part of that process. Most of the MUD, cities, and water retailers in our area have risen to the occasion and are now conservation leaders in their own constituencies. Together, we're winning the conservation war. You are now in charge, and the North Fort Bend Water Authority will continue to support you, applaud you, and lead you in new ways.
Thank you, Bob. And thank you to all the directors and consultants that met with us numerous times to get this program developed. I'm Whitney Milberger, and I will be leading you to the promised land today. Okay, let's get started with the 2022 Water Provider Conservation Program. First, we're going to do a program overview, and then we're going to go into more specifics. The program goals for the new program is first to increase Board of Director City Council member involvement, to increase water saving potential, and to increase community awareness. The differences in the new program versus the Larry's Water Conservation Toolbox are, of course, the program name. The program interest forms are now due by March 1st of 2022. We have removed and or added initiatives. The durations of the initiatives have changed, and we've updated the guidelines, the information that were provided, the metrics, and what is required to submit. We have removed the point system, and we have created a new system that can enable success. The similarities in the program, it is still voluntary. We are available for support to help you be successful in the program. And upon successful completion, the participant will receive the incentivized rate for the following year in the amount of 10 cents per 1,000 gallons of water. And here is the program page that we've developed. It's designed specifically for this program. It is www.nfbwa.com/providers. On this webpage, we have a high-level description of the initiatives, the enrollment form, the program resolution. The program resolution can also be found on the documents section of our website. And here's the high-level look at it. Um, Overall, the initiatives are not going to change from January 1st to December 31st of the program term. After each program term, if it's then determined that an initiative is not effective, it may be removed from the program and new initiatives may be added. So the 2022 core initiatives, which must all be completed for participation in the program, are a Leadership Water Conservation Committee, a Residential Water Conservation Outreach, and high water user notifications. From there, the participant can pick 3 from the left side of the screen, or they can pick 1 from the right side of the screen. In the pick 3 category, we have the following: customer water conservation rebates, the residential irrigation system evaluation, better known as Wise Guys, a smart meter portal initiative, community collaboration, an ET weather station, and the integrated water management plan. Again, you could pick 3 of those, and plus the core initiatives, you will be successful. Or you can do the core initiatives and pick 1 from the right side of the screen. And those initiatives are HOA water budgets, advanced irrigation scheduling, and smart meter installation. Each initiative in the 2022 program guide includes a fact sheet detailing all the information. It gives the description of the initiative, the guidelines to complete the initiative successfully, materials and services to be provided by us to the participant, a schedule of deadlines and events, and the required documentation and submittals for successful completion. So we will start now with the core initiatives. And remember, all 3 of these have to be completed to officially be in the program. First is the Leadership Water Conservation Committee. What the participant does here is forms a committee, and it includes 2 board of directors or 3 city council members for cities, plus a designated member of the community. A designated member of the community could be an HOA rep, it could be your neighbor, just someone in the neighborhood that's very active, can help spread the messages via in person or social media. The committee will provide updates on a designated water conservation agenda item at monthly regular meetings. A lot of participants already have a line item for Larry's Toolbox or for North Fort Bend Water Authority matters. This would just have to be modified to include conservation somehow. The committee needs to send 4 conservation updates to the community liaison in the program term. And then we ask that a committee representative attend a summer participant collaboration meeting with us and other participants. The schedule on this is that the participant needs to establish the committee by May 1st. A minimum of 1 representative from the committee needs to attend the virtual water conservation committee summit that we're going to have in the summer of 2022. And the required documentation and submittals to the authority is we need to have the list of the committee member names and the contact information, and that the participant must send a meeting agenda and meeting minutes from its regular board of directors or city council meeting to illustrate to us that there is an active committee. Second in the core initiatives is the residential water conservation outreach. This used to be known as the conservation information in the Larry's Water Conservation Toolbox. We expanded upon that, and so it's new and improved. So how this one works is that the participant includes monthly historical water usage on the customer's monthly bills, and that needs to be done at least 4 times throughout the program term. The participant distributes conservation information to the public for 4 months. In the toolbox, we used to say which months what messages had to go on the bills. We're no longer going to do that. We're going to let you take the reins on this. You decide which months goes out and which messages. When these messages are published, it does need to go out via 2 outlets. So there will be a total of 8 posts. Only one assigned message or image can be published per month. And the different outlets where these can be sent could be websites, emails, newsletters, text alerts, and on bill inserts. And then we ask that the participant coordinates with your community rep, your community liaison, and ask to send that imagery or message out somehow to social media. Examples would include Nextdoor or in an HOA newsletter. Materials and services that we'll provide is we're going to give you a compilation of water conservation imagery and messages, and we're going to present this as a toolkit. We'll have this to you by May 1st of the year. In this toolkit, you'll be able to pick which messages you choose and how to send them. And the required documentation for submittals to us is that we need to see the correspondence where you ask your community liaison to distribute the messages. And then also we need to see a copy of the posted messages. This can include just screenshots of the posted material. We also need to see that you have included monthly historical water usage on customers' monthly water bills. Okay, and the last of the core initiatives is the high water user notifications. The guidelines on this, the success of this one is measured by notifications to customers who consume more than the top gallon threshold amount per month, or a decrease in the amount of water the top percentage of users consume per month. What we ask differently this year in this initiative is that the Designated Water Conservation Committee, they determine the gallon threshold or percentage that's going to be used for the notifications. The methodology that the committee chooses has to be sent to us no later than May 1st, and the high water user notifications need to be sent from May through November of the program term. On the schedule, we'll need to see the high water user notification numbers by December 31st of the year. These notifications, you can send them either by letter, email, and or door tag. Upon request, we'll be able to provide technical assistance to you to help determine the gallon threshold or percentage that's going to be used for the notifications. We also can have high water usage notification templates available upon request. So there's our core. And now we move on to the first option where you pick 3 from this group. I like to say a la carte. So let's go into the pick 3. The first probably looks familiar, as this was also an initiative in the toolbox. This is the customer water conservation rebates. The rebates are for 50% of the cost of the upgrades. The resident must submit a rebate form to the authority with the receipt for the repairs. And on this, a minimum of 0.5% of the community, an example would be 5 out of 1,000, must participate for successful completion. We're no longer doing this on a dollar amount. What we're looking at is more participation from the community, hence us doing the 0.5% of the community. Materials and services provided by the authority include we will still have the forms for the rebates and a copy of the rebate form on the website. We will still keep track of the rebates issued during the term. And we will also provide bill inserts electronically and or physically to promote the initiative. Participants must inform us that they are participating in the program, and this can be added in the enrollment form. And we need confirmation that each participating eligible customer's bill was credited with the rebate amount. Then we have Wise Guys. In this one, the initiative remains the same. 2.25% of all residential connections as of the first of the year must receive a Wise Guys. Residents are allowed to only have one evaluation per calendar year. And we want to note here that Wise Guys is a separate water conservation program administered pursuant to a cost sharing agreement between the authority and the participant. So if you're already in the Wise Guys program, that's going to remain. If you choose not to participate in the conservation program, it is a different agreement and you will still be in the Wise Guys program. One is not dependent upon the other. If you're interested in participating in Wise Guys and you currently do not have a cost sharing agreement, please just contact us for further information and we can get to work on that. We will provide bill inserts on this initiative also electronically and or physical to help promote it. And we will still track the number of evaluations performed during the program term. The initiative is active throughout from January 1st through December 31st. And also, if a participant is wondering how they're doing throughout the program term, we're happy to give you that information upon request. Then we have the Smart Meter Portal. This is offered to participants that already have AMR and AMI installed. This was to provide customers with the ability to receive notifications regarding the different thresholds. So when usage exceeds a certain amount, when there might be a leak in their system, and times of high usage. We ask that participants develop a communication plan specific to that district, city, for leak detection outreach that has annual goals to increase connection participation. Very aware that many of us have smart meters installed, but what is the next step that we can take to really see water conservation? And that's getting more participation from the actual residents. We ask that the participant implements the 2022 campaign, and with the goal that a minimum of 5% customer participation in the leak detection, the threshold alerts occurs. We will be available to assist participants in ideas for the outreach notifications to customers. And what we require from the participant is the written communication plan that includes the methodology for achieving a minimum of 5% customer participation by the end of the calendar year. And we also ask for samples of information distributed for leak detection notification. Then we have community collaboration. Community collaboration, it could be youth visits, so going to schools or going to nonprofit organizations such as the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, and providing presentations and or interactive activities. This could also include participation such as in the Fort Bend Subsidence District's WaterWise program or another approved curriculum. The participant submits a written report about the promotion, execution, and outcome of the event to us before the end of the year. We will offer our mobile learning lab upon written request, and that is subject to availability. We are happy to offer presentations and our interactive activities for all community-based events, again, subject to availability. This initiative is active from March through November. Next, we have the ET Weather Station. There is limited availability for this initiative. Interested participants need to contact us for inquiries and the approval process. Upon approval, The participant installs and begins receiving weather data before the end of the year. And with that, we ask the authority have direct access to the weather data so we can include it in our community suggested irrigation scheduling. Materials and services provided by the authority. We will work with the participant in defining a location for the weather station and will also be available to provide the participant with weather station technical support. Interested participants will ask the authority if the initiative is available by May 1st of 2022, and data required by the end of the year is the ET weather station geotechnical specifications and coordination and access to the weather station by the authority. And last, in our pick 3 category is the integrated water management plan. This initiative is not available to participants that are currently utilizing reclaimed water. Uh, Participants who wish to participate in this will utilize the most current adopted plan on our website. What you do is you work with your district or city's engineer, operator, and landscape irrigation company to complete the plan. Overall, what this is a holistic view of your entity. The main goal here is to look at the feasibility of utilizing reclaimed water, whether it be storm capture or if it's type 2 effluent from your wastewater treatment plant. With that, if you have a development that is still developing, you would look at other holistic installation practices such as different landscape architecture methods. And then you could also look at different low impact development. If you do choose to participate in this, you'll meet with us to review the findings before the program term ends. And this is only available the year that it's implemented, and it will not be allowed to be used in future years. Materials and services provided by the authority. We will offer support through meetings and collaboration during your integrated water management plan decisions. And we will have a kickoff meeting with the participant to review the integrated water management plan outline. The schedule of this one is that participants that want to participate must inform us by May 1st of 2022, and a post-plan submittal meeting must be done with us before November 30th, 2022. Okay, that wraps up our pick 3. So moving on to the last category, where you can not do the pick 3, but you can just do the pick 1. Ultimately, too, you can do all of these initiatives. That wouldn't bother us one bit. You are welcome to do however many you would like. To be successful in this program, though, you have to successfully complete the core initiatives and at least 3 from the pick 3 category, or just 1 from this pick 1 category. The HOA water budgets. This is where water budgets outline an annual water budget for all irrigation meters. Usually this will be HOA meters. There are MUD meters as well. The participants will submit a water budget scope and calculation methodology to the authority, which we will approve. Recommendations on how to assist participants with obtaining the water budget allotments must be outlined, and the water budgets will go into effect from July 1st through November 1st of 2022. For participants that have previously had authority-funded or self-funded HOA water budgets through the Larry's Toolbox Water Conservation Program, updated water budgets are required. Materials and services provided by the authority. We will provide suggested methodologies on water budget calculations upon request, and we will be available to guide the participant in the implementation of the new water budgets. The schedule on this initiative is that interested participants must submit the water budgets to the authority by June 1st. We will review the budgets and provide feedback by July 1st. The final report outlining participant annual progress with suggested steps of improving the budgets must be submitted back to the authority by December 31st. The second one in the Pick One category is advanced irrigation scheduling. This is where a written plan from the participant must be submitted to the authority outlining methods to reduce landscape irrigation through utilizing daily or historical evapotranspiration to determine scheduling, the utilization of rain or soil moisture sensors, adjusting precipitation rates on sprinklers to actual irrigation zone data, using field zone soil texture properties, setting flow limits on central control systems, utilizing the cycle and soak capabilities, and setting multiple programs to adjust timings for plant material and microclimates. Participants must implement their plans by June 1st of 2022, and the authority will conduct site checks throughout the program term on this. Materials and services provided by the authority will be able to guide the participant in planning of the written irrigation schedule. The schedule is as follows. Interested participants must submit the plans to the authority by June the 1st. We will review the plans and provide feedback to the participant by July 1st. The advanced irrigation schedules are active July 1st through November 1st. And a final report outlining participant progress with suggested steps of improving the scheduling has to be submitted to the authority by the 31st of December. The data required by the participant is the monthly outline of water usage for each meter included in the participant's approved irrigation plan in comparison to historical water usage. And definitely a reminder on all of these initiatives that we're going through today. Please go to the resolution where we do have the one-pagers, the fact sheets on each of it, and it outlines everything which I'm saying here, but to the detail. This initiative is for participants that do not currently have an AMR or AMI system. Participants will plan, budget, install, and begin a leak detection notification program by December 31st of 2023. Participants in this initiative are eligible for 2 years of completion credit subject to authority approval for the 2023 program term. Materials and services provided by the authority. The authority is available to answer questions about smart meters. We're also available to assist participants in written plan timelines for the proposal leak detection notification program. This initiative is active from March 1st of 2022 through December 31st of 2023. The data required by the participant is a written communication plan that includes methodology for achieving a minimum of 5% customer participation in a leak notification program by the end of the calendar year 2023 for threshold alerts. And that, my friends, is an overall bird's eye view of the new 2022 Water Provider Conservation Program. We thank you for joining us today. As always, we are here to answer any questions. New beginnings for all of us. We'll see how this improved program goes, and we will converse about it along the way.